Hello, Skylar here with Sky Gardens, and today I am preparing for the worst on the cold side of things. This is our second tunnel right here. It does not have the top on yet because we're in West Texas, and a day to put the top on when it's warm enough and not windy is not very common around here. The high today is like, I think 43 degrees, which isn't cold for a lot of like you northern states, but for Texas, it's a little bit chilly for me at least. So I've got my nice old hood on here, and I am laying out hay on the rows in here that are planted with ranunculus. And so everything in here so far is ranunculus. Hopefully we'll have more things in the future months blooming, but right now it's all ranunculus. So we're putting hay all over the thing, and that is to make sure that it's a little bit more insulated. Now, if the wind blows a whole lot, which we aren't expecting, this stuff is probably going to be gone. But hopefully we get some moisture in it. It's going to get down to 20 degrees. And so really what I found with ranunculus in the past is that they are fine for me, because I like to expose them to these cold weather treatment things. It doesn't get there for very long. It's just like 20 degrees at two hours or so. Even 18. These have all taken 18 as well without any protection on them. I just want them to start getting some more growth, so we're putting some hay on it today. Walking down the road right now, you can tell I've been in the dirt. Now this right here is pretty thick as far as hay goes in here. So we go searching to see if there's any plant right there underneath all this. I'm going to cover it back up but we just like to make sure that it's nice and snug. Hey y'all, I'm back. Got 3 rows done now, so that's our little dog out in the middle of it over there. Her name is Ginger. So a couple other things that you can do for insulation. We're talking about the cold right now, so I wanted to give you a few other tips other than just putting this hay down. So frost cloth is great. If you're worried about it being extra cold, a good frost cloth layer over this. If you're worried about this hay blowing, a good frost cloth layer is also good to put over this. Now, whenever you put the frost cloth down, people say to use landscape fabric staples or heavy rocks, cinder blocks, things like that. I would suggest the rocks, because if you use the landscape fabric staples, those things will pull in the wind. It will rip your frost cloth, and so if you're wanting your frost cloth to last for years to come, then I'd suggest you use rocks on top of each of those pressure points here. So put some at the end, put some all the way down the rows, and then cover them up real well. If you're doing this on a smaller scale, it's a whole lot easier for you to put those frost cloths on there and those rocks around it without having to worry too much about everything blowing like crazy. Frost cloth's good. Plastic is good. That's why high tunnels work, is because the plastic offers a layer of insulation. We have one other tunnel that I'm not putting anything on for these lower temperatures. I'm just going to make sure that they're all closed up and sealed so that they will hold that warmth inside, which will be super good. And then frost cloth by itself will also work, but you do have to have that air in between. So basically it's like whenever you're touching a window, if you're leaning on the car window and it's really cold outside, you feel that coldness no matter how warm it is inside the car. So I've got this window right here, I'm leaning up against it. It will burn my head right here, because of that cold that is coming in from the other side. But if you're just in the car and you've got that warm layer, even if the air conditioner, that would not be good. Even if the heater is not on, you still have that layer of protection from the extra air. Touch the window again, you'll be cold, but just stay right where you're at and you'll be warm. So that's the same thing for these plants. If their leaves are touching whatever insulation that they have, they're not going to be as tolerant and as warm as they would be otherwise. So snow is also another really good insulator. We are expecting some snow with this. Now we are in West Texas, so the odds of that happening, we'll see. We did get about 4 inches last week, so it's all gone now. But I didn't cover these at all because I knew that that snow was pretty much for sure going to happen and it wasn't going to get too extremely cold. So snow, hay, frost cloth, plastic. And if you're doing those plastics or that frost cloth and it doesn't have the hay underneath, make sure you've got a good little hoop made so that you can be sure to not burn the leaves like we talked about on the window. So the most important and really the coolest way to insulate anything for the cold is actually by watering. And I wanted to show you this in the high tunnel as our kind of like last thing, because I am watering everything before it gets cold. Even though it's got this nice plastic protection all over it, it's going to have those side walls raised up on either side. It is still getting a watered layer of protection, which will do wonders also in that tunnel. So this is honestly the best way, especially if you don't have anything else, to insulate your plants before the cold comes. Thank y'all for taking the time to learn about what to do with our plants in the cold today with us. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please let us know if this was beneficial to you or if you learned anything and what other topics you'd like to hear of us talking about in the future, as I'm holding my glove up and so who knows what people think I'm doing. Anyways, if you have any complaints, please feel free to reach out to Jay Richardson at 806-470-1016, and he will be happy to take all complaints. No, I'm just kidding. He's my dad. He's gonna laugh whenever he hears that. But honestly, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like this video, please subscribe to our channel. There's going to be a whole lot more like it in the future. And like I said, let me know what we can do to help you.